As we got to get to our next topic, before we do, we got a quick word from Peloton. So we're going to head it over to Corey to tell us about what Peloton has to offer. Corey?
I'm Cody Rourke from Locked On Broncos, and this episode is brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. This is Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or you're cross-training with your favorite instructors like Alex Toussaint. It's training reimagined to make your workout more personal. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with features that help you plan, stay motivated, and hit peak performance. You can let yourself run, lift, flex, and go while Peloton handles all the rest. Plus, Peloton IQ provides real-time strength coaching, tracking your progress and suggesting weights that challenge you so you can get stronger. Plus, the new movement tracking camera, it counts your reps and corrects your form in real time, making sure every rep is safer and smarter. So, let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
All right, guys, that was Cody. Let's get to our next topic. Kevin Stefanski's talking in about 10 minutes, so we'll break in and react to whatever Kevin Stefanski says in a sec. But one thing we didn't get to earlier, because we were going back and forth on the QB2 topic, is something Jay and I talked about in the gym yesterday. When we heard the news of the Flacco trade, our first thought was, what does this mean for Deshaun Watson? And Jay, I'll let you start on this one. Do you think the Flacco trade indicates anything regarding Deshaun Watson's immediate future with the Browns, or are these two totally separate situations?
So after you and I talked about it, I was thinking more about it yesterday, and here's the mistake, silly me, I make all the time. I try to apply rational decision-making to the Browns, and they are completely devoid of rational decision-making. And here's what I'll give you this example. The owner publicly came out and said the Deshaun Watson move was a mistake. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think okay, that's it. He'll never play for the Browns ever again. The owner publicly said, I made a mistake when I traded for you. And now we're in a situation where you talk about heartbeats away or plays away. We're led to believe that he is ready to go, aren't we? With the videos that are being circulated, we're led to believe look at him. He's moving on the ankle. Everything looks good. He's throwing the ball with zip. Here we go. Deshaun Watson time, part 3. In a normal world, there's not a chance, even though they have to pay him $230 million, that this guy would ever suit up or play for an owner who said publicly, yeah, it was a mistake. But we live in a clown world.
Big but.
We live in a clown world where normal is abnormal and abnormal becomes normal.
Well, I mean,
so will he play again? I wouldn't bet against it. Jimmy might even show up at the news conference and put his arm around him and say, I love me some 4. Deshaun Watson, he's back in the fold. Who knows?
Dude, you know that would and could 1,000% happen. I mean, you say clown world, whatever. I mean, I think it's a clown organization, and it has been.
Well, they've proven that
for a long time, which is why this is not a crazy topic.
No,
it's not. Mm-mm. I talked to Zach Jackson today on the drive-in, and I was like, Zach, dude, bro, is there any chance that Deshaun could play? He's like, I would have said you're crazy, a couple months ago, but with this organization, with everything, it's like it could be on the table. He's been in meetings. He's at the facility. I'm not sure if he's going to the games or whatnot. He traveled, I think, with the team at the preseason games, didn't he? I believe.
I'm not sure.
I mean, he's around. I mean, if all of a sudden they have to at some point put him on the active roster, guys.
They do. Yeah.
Do they have to?
I think they do.
Yes.
I think per the union agreement, if he is deemed healthy,
he's got to go on the active roster.
Then he has to be activated.
Yeah, you can't leave him on the PUP all season.
No, you cannot.
According to the schedule, they had up to 5 weeks to open up his window. Then it's another 3 weeks in the window to activate him as a player. Yes.
I would not be surprised, guys.
If they don't activate him, he would go to the injured list.
If they don't,
they can put him on the injured list.
Not if he's not injured.
If he's not injured.
Not injured.
See, that's where the union would step in and say, whoa. You can't
Well,
do
they'd
that.
have to negotiate that with him. I mean,
Well, no, I don't think that's even
They can't.
individual negotiation.
No,
I
that's
think
true.
the union would
I
supersede.
mean, they could lie about it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think they
Oh,
could,
I think I tore it again.
they could commit
Yeah,
fraud.
I don't know, Bull. My understanding of it is, I should have reached out to Robert Smith and asked him this question. My understanding of it is, once the player is deemed healthy,
No, I understand.
Then
I'm just saying they could. If he's
could they
willing to
fudge
play
it? Yeah,
along,
man,
they could fudge.
I imagine you're right, but do you think he'd
He
be
doesn't
willing
want
to
to
play
play along.
along?
He wants to play in the NFL.
He wants to prove that he's not washed.
See, this is now. You listen. You call
Only in Cleveland, by the way,
I'm
could
big.
this happen.
You listen. I'm big circus. I love the 3-ring circus. I like the big top hats, bro. I Shriner circus. Yeah, bro. So listen.
Thought you like freak shows.
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Athens, Ohio.
Yeah. See, this is why we get people in trouble. But listen, when they elevate him and they got to put him at the 3, you know what this gonna look like? See, you gonna have to choose. I never thought I would ever get this off again. Remember, I said y'all remind me all the
Bailey
time.
Zappe would then be gone.
The 45.
Yeah.
This is the 4,500 club. Remember, G. Bush? I said that, and it didn't happen, and y'all get on me all the time. But now you gonna have to choose. I bet you want Shedeur Sanders at quarterback too now. I bet you.
I don't know if I would.
Okay, well there you go. Put him right on back. Either here's what's gonna happen. Listen, it's either or. Which one? Now it's a race to see which one is more unattainable
If
at
he's
this
ready
point.
to play, why haven't they opened his window to come back?
I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's close.
Oh, it's
and that's just reading between the tea leaves.
And this is why I keep saying this. Y'all didn't understand what I was saying. Like, okay, like I'm just sitting back looking at it because here's the reality of the situation. When you are, especially if they're still losing games, if Deshaun Watson comes back into the mix and he is eligible to even play, and you still losing games, you got to understand what the media response going to look like. The first thing that they want to do and say is the Cleveland Browns are a dumpster fire. And the last thing you need besides your name is you done won 3 or 4 games out of 30, and you got a quarterback competition that flamed out. You done moved 6-7 quarterbacks in, and now Deshaun Watson is back in the mix. You will not survive that, and you just can't. It won't bull.
What if Deshaun Watson comes out and plays like Deshaun Watson in Houston?
Hold on. There are people in this city that listen. People have swore that they would never watch the. This is the same people.
They did that when we traded for them.
You got to go back in time.
They watch.
Hold on. We go back in time. The stadium in unison booed him when he got injured.
I remember. It was sickening too. By the way,
Well, I got to say, if he comes out there and can score more than 17 points,
they'll
be cheering.
You're absolutely right.
Hey, D, they be throwing the fours up like this. This is,
It's
We
the
don't
reality,
care.
guys. We've witnessed some really bad football for
if
the last
a Martian
X
can
amount
land
of-
on the planet Earth tomorrow and win games for the Browns,
yeah.
he'll be
Chat,
my favorite Martian.
this is about-
Everybody will love him.
This is about to be riveting. This is
I'm
guiding
here for
lights.
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean-
young. This is bold and the beautiful.
Any other team, I would
is
say,
like
there's
Young
no
and the
chance
Restless
he's going to
and-
play. But with the Browns, you never know.
Yeah.
I think it's an extreme long shot that he's ever going to play. But if they have enough injuries,
Hey,
And what if he looks good in practice?
yeah.
hey, can I get a poll?
Third-string quarterback.
Can I get a poll?
I mean, he's gonna throw the ball.
I would like them
He's
to
going to run
see.
scout team.
All right.
What if he's tearing up on scout team?
I want to see, and I want to run a poll. Which one of y'all would you want to see as backup quarterback? Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders?
It's, I mean, you know the answer here. It's not even gonna be close. It's gonna be Shedeur 95-5.
Oh, if you ask the, of course. If you ask
I
the
did
Chad.
see this. This was very funny. Steve, take tagboard here full. Our friends from Spotrac updated the Browns' 2025 quarterback cap hits
Yeah,
this
that's
season.
crazy, isn't it?
If you guys haven't seen this, Deshaun's at $35.9 million, who's currently on the pup. You have Jameis Winston for $2.2 million of dead cap because he's no longer on the team. You have
Kenny
Gabriel
Pickett.
$1.1 million active.
8,000?
Flacco, $999,000 dead money now. Sanders, $955,000 active. You have Bailey Zappe, $315 on the practice squad. DTR still cost them $171,000 in dead cap. And Kenny Pickett, in the most miraculous number of all of these, Just 8,000. Feels like a random number thrown out there.
It
but
does.
It, is
It
correct.
does. But you know what's funny about that? This is the organization that once had 6 head coaches on payroll.
They can't. Look, can we?
So I mean,
Now those guys aren't all getting paid, actually paid money.
no, but it's cap
counting
hit.
towards the cap.
I mean,
So-
that sums up the Cleveland Browns over the last
that
30
and the
years.
fact that they would have
Yeah.
6 head coaches on payroll at one time.
Can we at least say this? At least give
Please
me this.
step away, Jimmy.
Can we at least give me this? This narrative that the Cleveland Browns have some masterful plan is ridiculous and propaganda at the highest level. There is no plan.
No, they're making
They
up as
are
they go
throwing
along.
stuff at the board to see if it sticks because, by the way, none of it makes sense. Everything you told us from the beginning does not make sense.
No.
Well, they may have a plan, but it's certainly not working.
Well, their plan is they're building the airplane while it's in the sky.
I mean,
They don't know. There's no
Man, come on, man.
overarching. So we're going to bring in this.
No,
we're going to do that,
no.
and then
oh,
we're
I
going
think
to do.
there was.
They're
It
like,
just does not work.
No, we're not gonna give him that. You can't be that bad to have you. At least one of the things. Listen, you got to understand. They spent a 5th round pick on Pickett, then jettisoned them for a 5th round pick. Like it's a break
They love
even.
5th round picks.
Yeah, you got
covet them.
They
They love a
covet
good
5th
fifth
round
round
pick.
pick.
Covet them.
Yeah.
Covet. Yo, if you wanted stability as your backup quarterback, you had it. It was Joe Flacco sitting there, and then they got rid of that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's what Mike Tyson famously said: everyone has a plan until they got punched in the mouth. The Browns got punched in the mouth when Deshaun Watson was awful, and whatever their long range plan was suddenly got ripped up, and now they're trying to patchwork something together. Let's bring in Flacco. Let's bring in this one and that one
I
and
think
this one.
there's part of the Browns were like, I mean, because Flacco, what Gabriel did on Sunday was as good as Flacco can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Probably,
I
probably
think
better.
It's a product of the offense.
Probably better than Flacco can do at this point. At least he's mobile.
That's it.
Right?
I would give you that.
So with that being said, assuming Dillon's healthy enough to play, like Joe's never going to play for the Browns again.
No.
But I mean, is it possible that the Browns kind of did Joe a solid? Like you're going to go start in Cincinnati.
I totally
Like, if
agree with
he wants to
Leroy
start
on that.
Like
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I
Does
think that.
Stefanski look bad if Joe plays well for Cincinnati? I don't think it's going to happen, but do you think he looks bad?
Well, that's a topic for another day
Yeah.
if it
Well,
happens.
on that
but
point,
I don't know that he will.
I had
mean,
said yesterday on Channel 3, and I don't know why they didn't do this.
Yeah.
Why weren't there escalators in the trade? Like, if he throws for 2,300 yards, 5th becomes a 4th. If he takes you to the playoffs, 5th becomes a 3rd. I was
Yeah, I guess
shocked.
you
It was
could've
just
done that.
that's why I do think it was just them doing Joe a solid. We're not
Yeah.
using him.
Yeah.
We're done with him. Let's give him a life.
Surprised last
I mean,
season
it's not-
playing.
Because
Yeah.
all they did was went from a 6th to a 5th. Like,
Well,
it's not
but
changing anybody's life.
Probably not, but I think the 6th they traded is the Lions 6th. So
It's a low.
and the Bengals 5th could end
It
up
would have
being
almost been a 7th then.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a jump in
it's like a
picks. It
priority
could
free
help.
agent,
I
man.
mean,
Yeah, but I think the Bengals
mean-
are going to end up closer to the bottom than
If
the
he
top.
that's what I'm saying. So it's going to be. I meant the high 5th round.
Yeah,
pick.
yeah,
So
yeah.
It's a pretty big drop.
Burrow
and
will not come back and play, will he?
Guys, we got some.
He could.
He could come back in December.
Yeah, he's
eventually,
good.
if they're in it,
Mikey's
if
got
they're in
news,
it. Go ahead,
guys.
Mike, what
Guys,
do
we
you
got